Hello everyone! I'm Heather. I'm back for a very quick video. Very quick. I swear it. I only have 20 minutes left on my lunch break. I don't know what else I'm gonna do except a quick video. I wasted the vast majority of this lunch break down the filthy chip place with my husband. Like, there's the normal chip place with the normal chips, and then there's the filthy chip place, which is the best kind of filth. Anyway, I'm super full, not eating any food, 20 minutes left on my lunch break. No regrets, okay? I am just gonna have like a light chat with you about my reading for the week because it's been a strange journey. It turned into a massively strange reading week for me after Shorty September kicked my ass, right? So coming out of September, I was like, I'm not gonna have any schedules, I'm not gonna have any lists, I'm just gonna live my life from this pile of spooky books over here. If I read none of them, if I read all of them, who gives a fuck? Do you know what I mean? But then I didn't read any of those, and I just went on this strange tangent of graphic novels. I don't even know where it came from. It was just like I was possessed by someone who loves the shit out of graphic novels 24/7, and I haven't been hating it. I've been finding it lovely. I won't lie to you. So we'll just have like a light discussion about it. Okay. So the first book that I read when October started, I basically ingested via audiobook marathon over the course of like 12 hours, just all at once over the full day. And that is because it was for a book club, and the book club meeting sort of came up and bit me in the ass. I was like, oh shit, that is tomorrow. And so I had to sort of take it in all at once. And I'm glad I didn't have a more intense sit-down relationship with this book, because I didn't really like it. I gave it 3 stars because it's not a terrible book, okay? But it was just basically every thriller I've ever read. I guessed everything. Every twist or whatever. I knew it was coming. And I was like, surely the cliches in these is like building you up to think it's going to have a cliche ending and then not, But no, it did. Everywhere it was leading me, that's where it went. Just in case you know nothing about this, it's a woman who's agoraphobic. She's drinks a lot, she takes a lot of meds, she lives in her house and never leaves. She's afraid of the world, and she watches all of her neighbors through her windows with like a long lens camera and everything. And then one day she sees someone murdered in a window. If it sounds like literally every thriller you've ever watched on TV or read in a book, it's because it is. Okay, though another one that I read, which I didn't read, I had an audiobook as well of, which was House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, I think. And that one was good. So good. It was, I say 5 stars, maybe 4 stars. I don't know how I feel fully, but I enjoyed it. It's YA. Basically, the idea is it's this girl and her 3 sisters. Like, something happened to them when they were kids. Like, they went missing. Their parents turned around and they were gone. And then they were gone for a month when they were kids. Like, they were just like 9 years old, 7 years old, 11 years old. And then when they came back after a month, like, they found them naked and like huddling together, with no explanation, no memory of what happened. And then they've sort of been weird ever since, like a bit touched, a bit sort of weird and magical and sort of unexplained weirdness throughout sort of the rest of their lives. And then the oldest sister goes missing, and the other 2 have to find her. And to find her, they have to sort of delve into this period where they were missing for a month, And the things they uncover are super fucking weird, and I loved it. Like, I'm not super into YA these days, but this one, I appreciated. I fully appreciated. Do you hear that, like, low humming in the background? It's just going like that. My neighbor's still doing work on his house. If you've seen a video of me from 2 years ago doing work on his house, it's not a different neighbor. It's the same neighbor. Same noises. I think he's been drilling that wall for the last 2 years. Surely that wall is done now. Like, how do you feel? Does it take 2 years to drill a wall? I don't know. Don't know anything about drilling. Like, he did give me like homegrown chilies, So part of me is like, okay, you can stay. But the drilling, I can't get on with the drilling. Not for 2 years. This is ridiculous. We need to have a discussion. Okay, so then, like, this month, as I said, like, graphic novels for days, okay? So 2 of them I got from the library just randomly. Like, holds came up, and I saw, like, other ones, blah, blah, blah. So I've taken them back. So I can't show you them, which is like a fault on my part. I should have foreseen this moment. I should have been able to show you the book because the art on the inside is amazing. But the first one is Exquisite Corpse by Penelope Bagot. She also did like the art for Roald Dahl's The Witches, the graphic novel version, which is so good, and the art is so good. I love her. But I think she is French, so this book was written in French and then translated into English. Like, but that's fine. It was good. And it was randomly, like, I'll put like a picture of the art if I have anything. Like, I'll try to find something. But the idea is it's this girl and she's hating her life. Like, she's a swag girl, you know, like one of those girls that models things or like goes to like product launches as like a model, you know, and like holds the product and shows people around the product and the event and stuff like that. And she hates it. She's the only one that's full-time. She has like nothing going for her. She's not in school, whatever. She's dating this like horrendous guy as well who has like no ambitions. He's just like a shithead. So like one day she meets this guy and he's a writer and he's like really reclusive. He's in his house and he never comes out, and she meets him, she goes up, she uses his bathroom. He gets to know her. She becomes his muse. And it's really French. It's really French, and like there are twists and everything, and like all of the right people get all of the right revenge in the end. Basically, it ended amazing. The art was fab. It was just so French. I enjoyed the crap out of that. I would definitely recommend that. Oh my god, this drilling is driving me absolutely mental. Oh my god, it's driving me nuts. I can't even concentrate. It's just going on in the background. I just keep having thoughts and then losing them. Oh my god. Okay, so the next one that I took back to the library was called Mooncop by Tom Gauld. And this one was really weird, like really simple. The drawings were really simple, but it was really like lovely. Like, it's just like a feeling of loneliness, like a sort of like beautiful loneliness of the moon and like lunar landscapes, and like a sort of like, I don't know, like a sadness, like a sort of melancholy. It was gorgeous. It was just lovely, right? So it's this guy, he's a moon cop. He's a cop on the moon on this like lunar colony that's sort of winding down. Like, it's sort of coming to the end of its life, this colony. People are sort of moving away all the time, and so he sort of goes every day on his patrols, and he meets people he knows, and you know, as they're leaving, all of them are sort of leaving, and he does a transfer request to sort of go off the moon. He's like, everyone's leaving the moon, like, do I also need to leave the moon? You know, he asks for a transfer and they're like, sorry, we can't spare you. We don't have anyone that can go up there and be a cop on the moon now, you know, you've got to be the moon cop. And then he does like a look into his computer about the population of the moon, and it's just him and the girl who serves him coffee every day. Just 2 people left on the moon. And it was just really, it was like really simple. Like, the art wasn't like extravagant or anything like that. It was just, it was really lovely and short, quite short as well. Anyway, okay. So one that I do actually own, that I finished, that I can show you, is Beautiful Darkness by Fabian Vellman, and Kara Skowet, I found out, is actually 2 people. So this one blew my absolute fucking mind, and it was perfect for Halloween season, okay? Because it is dark as shit, but also like really contrasted by how sweet and lovely and fairy tale like the drawings are. So all of the drawings are like these little lovely little people, and like it's very sweet and lovely, the drawings. And the idea is these little people, these little fairy people or whatever, live inside this little girl. And I guess, you know, she's sweet and she's got sweetness in her, and there's these sweet people that live inside her, but she dies in the forest. Unexplained death, really. I don't know what's happened. She's just fallen in the forest dead, and her corpse just disintegrates there. No explanation for why nobody's found her in the forest. I don't know. Anyway, the little people are sort of forced to flee from her body now because she's dead and she's decaying. They have to live in the forest. But they're so sweet and innocent and lovely, and it just gets really fucked up from there. Like, you know, spoiler alert, a lot of them end up dead in like the most fucked up sort of way. And it's just, I don't know, like the weirdest Halloween contradiction between the fairy core loveliness of the forest and the drawings and like the really fucked up way loads of them die. I loved the crap out of this, and I feel like if you need some sort of weird Halloween like graphic novel situation to sort out your life for this month, this is 100% what you should do. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so the read for this month that wins October so far, like I know it's only like the 11th or so day of October, but this is the best read I've had this month so far. Dead India by Hamish Steele. It's so good. I bought the second one, okay? This is on my reading agenda for later, okay? And it was so good. It's like YA, you know? So it's sort of kiddie, but they're teenagers and they have like teen issues. So it's definitely like a YA sort of one. And I loved the absolute crap out of it. So it's a theme park, right? Like with roller coasters and stuff like that, like a Six Flags. And there's a haunted house attraction smack in the middle of the park. And it's an actual haunted house as well, apart from being part of the park. It's also actually haunted, and it's like a portal to hell, or like a portal to the other realms, like demons and angels and stuff like that. And they sometimes get through the portal, like, and cause havoc, right? So these people, they're like fighting the various things that come through the portal and sort of dealing with various portal to hell issues, but also dealing with random teen issues, you know? So like this girl, she mans the haunted house. She's like the tour guide for the haunted house. But she's also like sort of socially different, you know? She's like finds it hard to make friends with people. This person is her friend, and she's hired him to be a janitor in the park because she feels sort of bad for him because he's been kicked out of his house. So he has basically moved into the haunted house and sort of living there secretly while being the janitor, and has brought his dog Pugsley with him. And he's trans and in love with this random guy who runs the log flume. And he's like, oh, I don't know if he's going to love me, blah, blah. It's just like normal sort of teen relationship stuff. But also they're battling these things that come through the portal. Like a random demon king accidentally possessed the dog. And when they ended up killing the demon king, part of the magic was left over in the dog. And the dog can still talk. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous in the best way. Like various like demons and like theme park shit. It's hilarious, it's colorful, it was wild, it was so good. Like, please get this so that we can have a talk about it. Maybe also we can read the second one. Right, just quickly, because I haven't already wasted enough time talking about books. I'm gonna tell you the ones I'm in the middle of reading. Like, those are the ones that I finished. I'm now in the middle of two of them, right? One of them is We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. And I had never actually heard of this one by Grady Hendrix until I randomly saw it in a store back home in America. And it turns out it was like a huge, you know, bestseller like 5 years ago. How did I never hear of it? Like, I don't know. Anyway, this one is super good so far. I'm like maybe a little more than halfway through it. And it's getting really good. The main character in this one is Chris. And she's like a washed up middle-aged metal guitarist. She used to have a band, she used to have like, you know, a future playing these like massive sold out shows and blah, blah, blah. But then something happened, like they don't really explain at the very beginning, like you've got to sort of go into it slowly. Something happened and now she's just working at a Best Western as a receptionist and she's fucking hating her life. Like her little brother is in charge of the motel. And like the opening scene is a person like peeing all over the lobby and she's got to clean it up and the brother's like, calm down, he said he wouldn't do it again. Like her life is shite. Right? And then she sees this billboard of this guy who's like head of this metal band, and it starts to sort of come back slowly then, like this guy is the reason why her band no longer is around and why she's got like this legal thing where she's not allowed to play her own songs because her songs were sold to this other guy, blah, blah, blah. The members that were in her band before, like their minds have been taken over in this sort of like selling their soul to the devil sort of situation. Like it's unclear, like it becomes clear as the story goes on. But for some reason Chris is like able to see above it. She's able to sort of see what's going on and she's like immune to this sort of like, I don't know, like mind takeover. And she's going around to all her old bandmates, like trying to get them on her side so that they can like fight against it or something and take the music back. But she's finding that she's the only one that can sort of see through all of the craziness. And like, she's using this album that she wrote as like the key. Like it's like a special album that like came to her in the night. And it's like a sort of like magical like song album or whatever that she's using to like give her the path toward fighting this guy, like fighting this demon guy or this guy that's like sold their souls. I'm loving the crap out of that. It's so good. Like, I'm trying not to give away any spoilers, but I feel like you cannot understand how cool it is until you get the spoilers. But anyway, whatever. And the last one I'm in the middle of reading is The 100 Nights of Hero by Isabel Greenberg. So Isabel Greenberg also wrote this like random one. I can't remember the name of it. Like, I'll put it up. But it was about the Bronte sisters or the Bronte siblings and the world that they created together. And sort of like the members of the world came alive. Like, I'll I'll put it up. And I quite liked that one, but this one I think is way better than that one. It's so good. It's sort of like a 1001 Nights sort of Scheherazade sort of thing, where this person, it's like a story inside a story inside a story. So this person telling a story, then telling a story, and they stop to tell a story, blah, blah, blah. But it's basically, in its essence, this woman is telling stories to this guy to keep him from raping her girlfriend, which sounds really grim. But it's like, it is really grim, yeah. But it's not like quite like intense like that. Like, he has come to like take her virtue. And she's like, I don't want you to take my virtue. So her girlfriend, or her maid, basically her handmaid, who she's also, you know, in love with, is telling stories to the guy to keep him distracted so that he won't take her virtue. And all of the stories are really good. And like, anyway, and like the art is really fab. Like, it's the same sort of like art and everything as that other one, which I really enjoyed. Okay, books upcoming on the docket, right? Like, basically, oh, actually I've got a lot of them. I ended up with like a random huge haul of random graphic novels. Like, I bought 3, and then I got the other Dead Endia one, and then loads of my holds from the library came in. Like, I think I'm just gonna have to do a haul. I'm gonna have to do a haul, aren't I? I'm gonna do a haul. So the second Dead Endia one, that's one that I'm probably gonna read soon after this one. But other than that, there's like, oh, these Mahosive Mamas as well coming up on the docket. I'm gonna do a haul of those ones to let you know what they are, because I feel like it'll take too long if I do them now. And I don't have much time left in my life. Okay, I'm sorry that this was a very rambling, sort of unhinged video. I spent that whole month of September just randomly spewing into the camera, you know, because it's like vlogging. You just sort of say whatever you're thinking at the moment and don't really have to edit anything out because you do one every day. And I haven't really had to stop and think about my thoughts in a video since August, and it's all just sort of come out in a stream. Anyway, I apologize for this crazy video. I feel like I'm getting back into it now. I'll be less rusty next week and I'll have like cohesive thoughts, I think. As cohesive as they get for me, anyway. If you have any thoughts at all for me, any sort of like you've read these or you haven't read these, or you have any thoughts, please let me know. Thank you for watching this train wreck of a video. I'll see you next week.